World's best cookies. It's kind of a lofty name for a cookie, but for these, it's actually true. Hey everyone, I'm Dorothy with crazyforcrust.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make these easy, delicious, kind of kitchen sink cookies. You're not going to want to miss this recipe. I found this recipe when I was digging through my mom's recipe box a few years ago. Her recipe box is amazing. It's a treasure trove of great recipes. And I came across a recipe called the world's best cookies. And I was like, well, I wonder if they really are. So I decided to try them. And they're pretty darn good, I gotta say. And I don't know where this recipe came from, but it can only be from the 70s because the recipe has butter and vegetable oil in it. And I can only think of one decade or two, maybe, where that would be acceptable. But they're absolutely delicious and they're worth it. They taste a little bit like a pecan sandy, that shortbready texture of a cookie, that crunchy but flaky and also sweet texture of a shortbread cookie, but they are kind of like a kitchen sink cookie. They have a little bit of everything. They've got cornflakes and coconut and nuts. Oh, they're so good. They don't even have chocolate in them, and I still think they're one of the best cookies I've ever eaten. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more delicious recipes and easy desserts. Now let's get started. Okay, this recipe starts with butter and oil, and I wasn't joking. You use a full cup of butter and a full cup of oil. Okay, the first thing you're gonna do to make these cookies is add the butter and the oil and both sugars, brown sugar and granulated sugar, to a large bowl. Go ahead and mix that together until it's nice and mixed and creamed. There'll still be a few lumps, but it'll be pretty cohesive. Then you're going to add 1 large egg and some vanilla extract. Mix that together, then add baking soda and salt. Not only does this cookie have butter and oil and both kinds of sugar, but it also has 1 cup of quick cooking oats along with the flour. Now this is not an oatmeal cookie. The oats are just for texture and they add such a great texture to the cookie. Did you know if you don't have quick cooking oats and you only have old fashioned, if you pulse those in a blender or a food processor for just a few pulses, you will end up with quick cooking oats. So you can make your own if you don't have them. But you're going to add 1 cup of quick cooking oats and all-purpose flour to this mixture. Stir it up. Once you have that stirred together, you're gonna add some mix-ins. You're gonna add a 1/2 cup of sweetened shredded coconut, 1 cup of lightly crushed cornflakes, and a 1/2 cup of chopped nuts. I'm using pecans here, but you could use walnuts or any kind of nut that you like. Now, I didn't add chocolate to these because the recipe doesn't call for chocolate chips, but you can add chocolate chips. I've done that before and they're really, really good. Once it's all mixed together, scoop out 2 tablespoon-sized balls of cookie dough. I am gonna chill this dough, so when I'm scooping the cookie dough, I'm just gonna scoop it all onto 1 cookie sheet. Don't need to spread it out or anything. We'll do that once it's chilled. This makes a lot of cookies. It makes about 40. Go ahead and chill the dough for about 1 hour to 2 hours, and then spread them out onto a cookie sheet and bake them at 350 degrees for about 10 to 13 minutes. And that's how you make the world's best cookie. Let's taste them. They're soft and chewy. They're a little bit fragile because of all that butter and oil, so they will kind of fall apart if you're not careful. But they are soft and chewy with those pecans, and the cornflakes give a nice crunch. The flavor, again, is kind of like if you've ever had a pecan sandy, that's kind of what the flavor is. It's a shortbread flavor, but like a sandy type shortbread flavor. You don't taste the oats, you don't taste the coconut. They're just there for chew and for sweetness. When I'm not in the mood for chocolate, these really are the world's best cookies. Leave me a comment and let me know what your favorite kind of cookie is. Keep watching for more videos. I'm gonna go eat my cookies.